Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री श्री गौरीता की, श्री श्री राधोला भगवान की, श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बल सुभद्रमय की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रमंदे. हरे कृष्णा. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 10, verse number 8. So this verse is about the great battle that took place on the beach of Ocean of Milk. So the title of chapter is The Battle Between the Demigods and the Demons. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we will read the verse word by word, followed by full verse reading. Again, chapter 8, Canto 8, chapter 10, verse number 8. Ratinaha Ratibiha Tatra Patibiha Saha Pataya Hayaya Hayaye Ibiha Cha Ibiha Samsajanta Samyuge. So Ratino Ratibistatra Ratino Ratibistatra Patibiha Saha Pataya Patibiha Saha Pataya Haya Hayer Ibas Chebeha Haya hayar ibe chehbaya samsajanta samayuge samsajanta samayuge ratino ratibhistatra patibiha saha patayaya haya haye ribasibai samjanta samayuge ratino ratibhistatra patibihi saha pataya haya haye ribasibiha samsajanta samayuge ratino ratibhistatra patibihi saha patayaya haya haye ribesha samsajanta samayuge haya haye ribasibaha samsajanta samayuge Hare. So what to a translation? Ratinaha, fighters on chariot. Ratibiha, with the charioteers of the enemy. Tatra, in the battlefield. Patibiha, with the infantry soldiers. Saha, with. Patayaya, the infantry of the enemy soldiers. Hayaya, the horses. Hayaya, with the enemy's soldiers. Ihaha, the soldiers fighting on the backs of elephants. Cha, Ibaha, with the enemy soldiers on the backs of the elephants. Samsajanta, begin to fight together on the equal level. Samayoge, on the battlefield. Translated by Srila Prabhupada ki. On the battlefield, the charioteers fought with the opposing charioteers, the infantry soldiers with the opposing infantry, the soldiers on the horseback with the opposing soldiers on the horseback, and the soldiers on the back of elephants with the enemy soldiers on the elephants. In this way, the fighting took place between equals. So there is no purport, but this is a very important verse. We will try to discuss ourselves, distill each of the word and make a purport out of it. Om Ajnana Tribindasya Jagnan Nganaya Salakaya Chaksurimnatam Ena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namavo Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamini Namaste Sursadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the title of the chapter, The Battle Between Demigods and Demons. And of course, if you look at any newspaper these days, most of those newspapers talks about battle that is happening among different country. So for last 1 year, 2 years, of course, these wars are happening perpetually. Even if you go back to the Satyaloka and this war, that between demons and demigods taking place during Satyayuga, then of course you come all the way towards Kali Yuga. Right now, there are wars happening. And the rules of this war, how should they be fighting? And today's verse talks about that rules. So this in this great war, and how they should be fighting, and who should be fighting with whom. So these are very, very clearly explained. And of course, such rules are there even in the wars in Kali Yuga. This United Nations put some rules on how they should be fighting, but most of the time they will break the rules. So this is all the time happening. So this chapter, the battle between demigods and demons, how did it start and why did it start? All wars have certain reason why they start. So this war, as you all know, on advice of Lord Vishnu, both demigods, devatas and demons, that is suras, asuras, decided to join their forces. So this is what happens, you see, even in various political parties also. They join forces, somehow, acquire the power, then things don't go their way, then they will fight. And same thing happened here also. So here, together, they have done Samudra Manthan, that is churning ocean of milk. So with the help of Lord, they did that churning. From that churning appeared many, many opulent things. And one of the primary goal of that was to get Amrita that will help you to live longer life. So Amrita did appear. So that, from the churning of ocean, personality appeared. Who is that personality? Dhanvantari. So this Dhanvantari appeared. So holding like this jug. Like this jug, Dhanvantari appeared, and in the jug is Amrita. The moment they saw this Amrita, what happened? Just like sometime you bring a Mahaprasada to the upstairs. So those who are much more disciplined and nice devotees, they will make a queue or they will sit down in a row nicely, then wait for somebody come and serve. But that doesn't always happen, especially at 7 p.m. 7:30 p.m. AM is okay. 7:30 p.m. So Kirtan finishes, run. There is some queue, the new devotees, the devotees who are coming to the temple for the first time, they are in the queue. And our regular devotees, some of them will run and bypass the queue and just go there directly to the Mahaprasada only. So sometime small scale war also erupt between devotees. They say, hey, you're just running and taking. We are in the queue for a long time. So like that. So here also same thing happened. So the moment Amrita, so Dhanvantari brought Amrita, so there demons were there. So demons didn't wait for demigods, any rules, regulations. Immediately went and snatched that Amrita and started running. And then obviously, among those demons, now that they took, then they are fighting. I should be drinking first. So me first, like that sometimes kids do. When you're doing, say, some birthday celebration, cake cutting, that time, me first, everybody jumps. So the war erupts also, sometimes kids fight also. So like this fighting is going on. Then the Lord, of course, has to do something. For demons, so at that time, so best way is to entice them. So Lord appeared in the form of Mohini Murti. Then, so they were all impressed or infatuated by that Mohini Murti. So beautiful. So they said, we are unnecessarily fighting amongst ourselves. Here is a great personality, beautiful personality. So they handed over that pot to Mohini Murti. And we all know the previous chapter was full description about how Mohini Murti has distributed. So she spoke very sweetly to all these demons and tell them that the demigods are not so much developed. You all are very well cultured, behaved personalities. Let me serve them first. Sometimes we say, let us serve first kids, then Mataji, then if left something left over, we give it to others. So this can also happen. So this is what Mohini Murti did. So she served that Amrita to all the devatas. And of course, one of the demons, so this Rahu, sensed the situation. Looks like we are not going to get the way it is going. So with his mystic power, so he became like a beautiful Sura, Devata, and went and stood in that the other queue, the queue. So he also get to have some little nectar like this, little drop before it goes into body here only, Lord cut off. So this is what happened so far. Then after that, Lord left the place. So then these demons were unhappy because they worked along with demigods so hard, so much of difficulty, and then only person they had, this Amrutas, only Devatas, and they didn't get. So then as a result, Devatas become very strong. So obviously when you have Amrita, you become strong. What to speak of Amrita? If you are thirsty, you drink a water, you feel stronger, correct? That's one of the reasons why glass is given. Why glass of water is given to the speaker? As they speak, so their energy level may be depleting a little bit, so they drink, so get a bit more energized, then speak. So this is the what happened. So they become envious, then started picking up a fight. So this Dhanvantari is the one who brought Kalasa with Amrita. Actually is also very powerful, and we all know that he is the Supreme Lord Incarnation. So there is one Dhanvantari mantra. So it seems if you chant the Dhanvantari mantra, so your health will improve. So the Dhanvantari says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Dhanvantari. So just like before we start the class, we invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So you can also do every day. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Dhanvantari. Please say. By the time class over, you will become more healthy. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Dhanvantari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Dhanvantari. This is just one line, but of course there are two more lines. So if you want to truly remember under what condition this happened, that is Amrita Kalasaya Hastaya, Amrita Kalasaya Hastaya, Sarvamaya Vinashaya, Sarvamaya Vinashaya Trilokanataya Sri Mahavishnume Namaha. Trilokanataya Sri Mahavishnume Namaha. So please try to say this mantra, memorize and repeat every day, once in a day. That is enough to improve your health, to get blessing of Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari is not different from Lord Vishnu. Okay, it's incarnation of Lord Vishnu. That's why we say Trilokanathaya. Trilokanathaya. Who is Trilokanatha? Lord Vishnu. Sri Mahavishnu Nama. Or at least that first line. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Dhanvantare. So in today's class, if you have to take something home, please take at least that one line. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantare. So it's a very powerful mantra of Dhanvantari. So then coming to now that nectar that from the hand of Dhanvantari was distributed to all the demigods, they became very powerful. And as a result, the demons didn't get anything, they became envious and started fight. And this chapter, that is a battle between demigods and demons. So now, whenever there is a battle, there is a battlefield. These days, of course, in Kali Yuga, battlefield is open. You have no idea. If you see in the newspapers these days, where is the battlefield? So there is no predefined area. Somehow they randomly throw weapons on random place or a place where even the citizens are there, common people, they kill everybody. And if you see, they might throw a bomb on a big multi-story building. So the whole building gone, all the residents of building finished. Correct? So that is all the war these days. But if you go back to Satyuga, Treta Yuga, and also in Dwapara Yuga, they always had a nominated place, battlefield. So in this case, the battlefield, where was the battlefield? Battlefield on the bank of milk ocean of milk, that Chira Sagara. Chira Sagara. Chira means milk. Sagara means ocean. So sometime here also in Melbourne or in Sydney, people fight. Where are they fighting? Often the fighting erupts on the bank of the ocean only. Because multiple parties go there, they want to enjoy there. But somebody is disturbing, so then the fight erupts. So same way here, now that the milk ocean on the bank. Why on the bank? Because they just finished churning up ocean of milk. Then they finished, then they sat down, then the nectar was distributed, the demon didn't get it. So therefore they didn't wait for going to some another place to fight. Civilized battlefield. No. They started fight on the bank itself. So on the ocean. So this, the ocean of milk is, of course, this is where even Garbhodaya Vishnu is lying on the Sheshanaga. Correct? But not exactly nearby, but he is far away. Ocean is very big. So Indian Ocean is very big, Atlantic Ocean is very big, even our here ocean is also very big. But imagine, the war is taking place here, fighting taking place here, but the Lord is somewhere far away, thousands of, 10,000s of kilometers away. So there, in this causal ocean, Lord is residing on this, Sheshanaga, Ananta Shesha, this Ananta Shesha. So even the Lord Ananta Shesha is also here as a Shaligram Shila. Anantadeva. Okay. So Ananta Shesha. So now this Ananta Shesha is floating on what? That ocean of milk. And what is the ocean of milk? It is actually a personification of Nagalakshmi. Who is Nagalakshmi? She is the consort of Shesha. So when Balaram takes the form of Shesha, Ananta Shesha, at that time, of course, Balaram consort also takes a form to support Balaram. In this case, Nagalakshmi, that is the consort of Shesha. So therefore, you can say this ocean of milk is actually the consort or the wife of Balaram, supporting him. So of course, on Ananta Shesha, Lord Vishnu he is lying in a yoga nidra style form. Then Lakshmi Devi there, she is also massaging, doing Pada Sevanam. Pada Sevanam, doing seva of lotus feet of Lord is one of the part of 9 devotional services, correct? Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So right now we are doing Sravanam and Kirtanam. We are doing Sravanam Kirtanam. But there some devotees are doing seva, Pada Seva. Some are remembering Lord. Sravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So sometimes we may be sitting here, but we may be doing Smaranam of something else. Especially while doing chanting, we are supposed to do Hare Krishna chanting. But our mind is doing Smaranam of something else. So that is why we say, if you want to do nice chanting, bring back the mind again and again. Because mind is keep going to Bihar. Sometimes it goes to Vrindavan, if you are lucky, or sometimes it goes to the fight that is happening in the office or at home. So it's going wandering everywhere. Or if you had some argument with somebody due to prasada, so you think about them. So all this mind is going everywhere. So mind has to be brought back and hear very carefully. So engaging in those seva. Then of course this, so Nagalakshmi, so is a serpent goddess. So she incarnated in different yugas, in different forms. We all know in Treta Yuga, when Lord Rama appeared with him, with Lord Rama, also appeared his brother Lakshman. So not only Lakshman, but simultaneously also Lakshman consort also appeared. Who is that? Urmila. So she is born as a daughter of Janaka Maharaj, actually a younger sister of Mother Sita Devi. So she also served Lakshman. How did she serve Lakshman? When Lord Rama took this Vanavasa, in the Vanavasa, so along with Lord Rama, this Lakshman also went. But Lakshman, why did he go there? Not to do sightseeing with brother. No. So he went to serve Lord Rama continuously 24 hours, no sleep, for 14 years. So for 14 years, as you all, some of you may be knowing, so Lakshman was always guarding Mother Sita and Rama, so serving them when they were sleeping, when Lord Rama and Sita were sleeping, taking rest. At that time he is awake. So that means 14 years he is awake. But how did he get that energy to serve that level? Urmila. What did Urmila do? The moment Lakshman went, she went into Yoga Nidra completely 14 years. So that is the power, the service. Wife is offering, I am taking your rest and giving you energy so that you can serve the Lord continuously. So that is how this Oceana milk, Oceana pill incarnation as Urmila. Then of course come to, so then Treta Yuga to Dwapar Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna appeared and Balaram also appeared. So to support Balaram, who appeared? This Oceana milk incarnated as Revati to serve. Come all the way towards here, Gaurinitai, 540 years ago. So when Nityananda Prabhu was here, at that time that personality, Oceana milk, she incarnated as, you all know, who? Who are the wives of Nityananda Prabhu? One of them is Jahnavi Devi, to support Nityananda. So this, you see, Oceana milk personality, personification can take so many forms to support Balaram, to support Nityananda Prabhu, to support Lakshmana. So then of course here in the Oceana milk where the battlefield is taking place on the bank, so she is supporting Ananta Shesha. So Name coming to here, that is if you go through, Ratino Ratibi Tatra. That Tatra here means the place where the battle took place. So that is Oceana milk. I hope now a little bit of glory of Oceana milk is now known to you. Okay. So now at that battle, the rules of fighting. So they says, Ratino Ratabis. Ratyuna means those fighters on the chariot should only fight with others who are on the chariot. If somebody is walking, a soldier should not fight with the one who is on the chariot and the vice versa. So equal level. The fighting between equals. Even that also happens. Usually, I don't pick up any fight with this Gokul, small boy. If I want to fight, I might fight with someone also as strong as me. Adult to adult fighting, children to children fighting, correct? Usually the fight between children also happens. They don't pick up fight with adults. Sometimes they may pick up fight with mother or father, but generally they don't pick up. They only pick up fight among their own level. So this is the rules established. Ratino Ratebis. Of course, this the best usually we think of, whenever we think of Ratha, we think of the cover page of Bhagavad Gita, correct? On the cover page of Bhagavad Gita we have a Ratha. On the Ratha there is a chariot, and the chariot has horses. And on top there is a charioteer, one who drives this chariot. Lord Krishna has Partha Sarathi. So Sarathi of Partha. Partha is Arjuna. Arjuna also has bow and also arrows. So in Mahabharata war also these rules were there. So those who are on the chariot should fight other person who is on the chariot. Not with common soldiers, just holding one small sword and running around on the ground. So not with them. So these rules are always there. And sometime, so in case of this Arjuna's chariot, Arjuna's chariot is actually very powerful chariot. It can go in multiple directions. It can take you to upper planet, middle, of course, earthly planet, or even the lower planets. Who gifted this planet, this chariot to Arjuna? Agnidev. So a brief, story on it is that Agnidev, Agnidev is receiving all the time. What is receiving? The ghee. Whenever we perform Agni, we saw her pouring so much of ghee. If you eat too much of ghee, what happens? Sometimes stomach upset. So that is why we say don't eat too many Mahaprasada puris, because they are made from fried in ghee. Correct? My wife says don't eat even single puri. That's why I'm not eating puri at all. So Agnidev on the other hand is directly accepting so much of ghee because of their stomach upset digestive problem. So usually when these devatas have problem, what do? So they go to Lord Brahma for guidance. So Lord Brahma said, you go and eat Khandava forest. So therefore Agnideva decided to do that. But what is happening? The moment he tried to put a fire, because that forest has lot of herbs, so that herb will cure. Just like in the battlefield in Ramayana, battlefield when Lakshmana fainted or almost felt like dying, at that time they asked Hanuman to go and bring Sanjeevani, correct? Sanjeevani herb. So that herb, so if you apply to body, person get rejuvenated. So here also, that's what Agni thought. He will eat that whole Khandava forest and full of herbs, so then become cured. But unfortunately, the forest also has snakes and many other things. And the king of snakes, that is Tataka, so he was suiciding. So at that time, Indra was a friend of that snake. So therefore, he started pouring so much of rain. Because of that, this Agni was not able to be successful in eating that burning of Khandava forest. At that time, he took help of Arjuna and also Krishna. So at that time, Arjuna said, to be able to fight with that Indra, I need a very swift moving chariot. And I also need a bow, very powerful bow. And I also need these arrows, they are very powerful. He said, Agnideva, no problem. He gifted this Gandiva. That's why we say Arjuna is holding Gandiva bow. In the battlefield of this Kurukshetra, he was having that Gandiva bow. And this Gandiya bow was first, carved by Brahma. From there gifted to different demigods. Then finally it came to the hand of Arjuna, very powerful. Even to hold this Gandiva, you also need to be very powerful. Correct? So, such a, it was in the Mahabharata war. You can see very powerful. So, so that's equal level. Again, they are also equal level fight. So usually Arjuna fought with another, like for example, Bhishma. He fought with Karna. All powerful warriors. He didn't fight with all small personalities, all big personalities. That is Ratino Ratibis. Clear? Ratino Ratibis. That's our rule number 1. Then Patibhiha Saha Pataya. Patibhiha means those soldiers on the ground. They are called infantry soldiers. So these soldiers are trained to how to fight simply. Okay. Even going back to chariot of this Arjuna, Arjuna not only has chariot, but he also had blessing of his guru. Who is the battlefield guru of Arjuna? Hanuman. See, Hanuman fought for Lord Rama successfully, became victorious. Similarly, here is Arjuna. He also wanted to fight with others on behalf of Krishna to become victorious. Therefore, he is taking help. Just like when we start before class 3 classes, we start praying to our Gurudev and then to Prabhupada. Like this, we pray all the way to Brahma. Correct? We are seeking blessing, this succession. So similarly, he also did. So this is also important. Even you coming to hear this war. So just 2, 3, 4 verses before, Sukadev said that if you just hear description of this war, your hair will stand. And if you imagine exactly what is happening, the whole description, how these demons create illusionary situation, then it can be very exciting. So if you make a movie out of it, it can be very, very exciting. So exciting. So in this these chariots, Ratino Ratiba, there were many chariots. So some of them were painted with red color, some are painted with white color, some are blue color. The horses, some of them are white, some of them are reddish, some of them black. Like this, you can distinguish. Imagine all of them looking exactly same thing. It can be confusing. Who is fighting with whom? Even in simple game like this football, volleyball, cricket, the players wear different dress. Why? They want to distinguish between who belongs to our party, who belongs to other party. Correct? So some wear a blue dress, some wear a yellow. So this way you can see who is hitting. Is he belong to your footy party or he belong to some other party. Last I think 2-3 weeks ago we had full holiday because of this game. Correct? People want to watch, thrilled. They want to see how this is going on. It's like a battle only, war. If sometime so much of fears that the fans, the supporters of this party, supporters of that game party, they will fight also. That is why police is around. Correct? The police are there because they want to make sure that they don't fight among themselves. Even though they have come to see the game, it happens even in cricket match also. If there is a cricket match happening between India and Pakistan in Melbourne cricket ground, likely that war will erupt. The fighting will happen depending upon what is going on. Some argument will build up, some will support this fellow, some will support that fellow, then war erupts. So this is common. So that is why they have distinct color and so on. So now coming to this Patibhi Saha Pati Ha. So these soldiers, so they are actually trained to fight on foot. And this is common. See, usually if they want to physically occupy a space, the place, they have to send physically soldiers. If you see these days, they say, oh, so this country in the war occupied that much part. They say Russia occupied this much part of that Ukraine. They say, correct? So how? First they throw bombs, remote bombs or remote places, looks like many people are killed, then they go army. They say we occupied this. Sometimes they occupy forever, sometimes they occupy temporary, sometimes they occupy to negotiate. Correct? Because other opposition party also occupied something else. So this can be point of negotiation after doing this occupation. Anyway, so these soldiers on the foot, so they earlier they used to carry bow and arrow. That means in the war, the soldiers, infantry soldiers, if infantry soldier is holding a sword, you fight with someone holding a sword. If someone is holding a gada, mace, you fight with one holding gada. If someone is holding bow and arrow, you fight with that person. These are the rules. The rules is put there. You can imagine how the fight would be going on. Someone is not holding, someone is holding something like that Caesar, like Gokul. You should fight with one who is holding Caesar only. Right? These are the rules are put there. Very danger. So next, Hare. What is Haya? Haya means those on the back of horses. So earlier, the soldier used to come in horses. The army, usually army, land army on the land, then navy, army for the ocean, then army, that is air force. Correct? So these days, the defense force is on the ground, the defense force in the water, submarines, correct? And then the defense force in the air, and they also had. So therefore, some of them were, shot on timingalas. Timingalas? Very big fishes. They can even swallow whales. So they shot on timingala and fighting. Later we will hear. And here, so this verse talks about Hare, that is fighting on horses. So, so this was happening even 100 years ago. Say for example, the war, soldiers on the horses. Even the kings, we used to be sit on a horse and then fight with other kings. So for example, in India, we hear, for example, Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai. How did she fight with Britishers? The Britishers came on the horse, strong horse to fight, and then she also shot on the horse and then fought with them. Sometimes successful also, Jhansi Rani. Like not only in Jhansi or in the North India, but also if you go to South India, like place like Karnataka. So there we had something like Kittur Rani Channamma. She also fought with these British soldiers on that. Why that far? Just come to Melbourne during this protest. How are these Victorian police going? They are on the horse. You have seen police on the horse? Yeah, the police on the horse, they will hold on the stick, try to control the audience, the people who are doing protest or not following the rules. So the soldiers on the horse should fight equally. Of course, these police may not be able to do that. Other people are coming on the ground, so they may not, but they control. Next comes Ibiha, that is those on the elephant. Even the soldiers can also come on elephant. So they started fighting those on the elephant. So who was on the elephant in this war? Indra. And what is the name of that elephant? Airavat. So Indra had an elephant, Airavat. And where is Airavat came from? Actually this came from that while churning ocean of milk, that Airavat came. So that was given to Indradev. Then from that, even the horses also came. One of the swift moving horse, Vijayasarva, that was given to Bali Maharaj. Okay, so the horses. Then this elephant, of course, this also we saw in Mahabharata, especially, that some soldiers coming on the elephant and fighting with others. So this elephant is the element. Finally it says, Samsya Janta Samayuge, the last verse. Last line of the verse. Samsajuta samagya. What is samsajuta? That is that fighting at equal level on that battlefield. That is samayuga, the battlefield. Fighting at equal level. So this was the rules. So at the last says, in this way the fighting took place between equals. Even if you go back to any war, say for example Mahabharata, just before war was begun, so they had an army general, commander-in-chief of the army. So on the Kaurava side, who was the commander-in-chief in the beginning? Bhishmadev. So Bhishmadev has set the rules of this fighting, that everybody should fight equal. So if somebody is attacking you by verbal, correct? The battle can take by verbal also. Shouting and fight, speaking bad words. So how do you fight with that person? Not with the sword. You also should fight with verbal only. Correct? Yeah, this kind of verbal fight also happens even in cricket. If you are a batsman and hitting very nicely, and your bowler, at that time, the many players who are doing the fielding, those people try to, say some word to irritate you. Then you become angry. Then you won't be able to concentrate in batting. Correct? We hear that all the time, even the cricket. Sometime I heard that, for example, say Indian player is doing a batting, some others like Britishers or maybe Australians are doing fielding. For some reason, maybe sometime Indian batsmen may be doing very nicely and hitting 4 after 4 and 6 runs at once. So at that time they may say, hey, creator, just to irritate you. This person who is sensitive, how dare this fellow call me a creator? Then he become angry and try to hit very strongly without balancing. What happens? Out. Wicket will go. So anyway, this rule was there also, hitting like that. So even though the rules are there, the rules may get broken actually. So these rules that are laid down can get broken. This is we see today also in Kali Yuga. Right now, the war happening. So they are just throwing their weapons on citizens, common people. They are not supposed to do. According to even United Nations rule, they are not supposed to do. Only soldiers with soldiers. But they may be killing common people, citizens. That's called, crime. War crime they talk about. War crime. Simply killing common people, common citizens of the country or whichever. So that is a war crime. So like this happening even earlier also. You go to Treta Yuga in Ramayana war, even there also the Ravana said many of them didn't follow the rules. Come to Dwapara Yuga, this Mahabharata also was broken. Even though said equal level. As you all know, for example, Abhimanyu, how he was killed. So just a single warrior, they put Chakravyuha and all these big warriors from Kaurava, Karna, all these big warriors, together they killed him. One person. Even when this Abhimanyu were very thirsty, because one person is fighting with all these so many big personalities, Atiras Maharathas, when he became thirsty, he was about to die. At that time, it seems he asked for water. Abhimanyu asked for water. Whom did he ask? He asked Karna. There was a small water pond. He asked Karna, can you please take some drop of water and put it in my mouth? Karna refused. That is one of the reasons why Krishna says Karna should be killed, whatever baby means. People ask, why did Karna, was killed when he was just trying to lift his chariot wheel? The chariot wheel where that stuck in the puddle is in the same place where Abhimanyu asked him to give water. The water was there, but he didn't give. You see? So one person may be very great charioteer, great personality in giving charity. Krishna is known to be giving charity. So much of charity he did, but this charity, one he didn't do. Correct? Out of millions and millions of great charity, one charity, just putting some drop of water and putting into mouth of him, he didn't do. So that is the cause of his, his fall down. Can see. So like this broken, rules are broken. So that is why Krishna told Arjuna, you can also broke. The rule was that if someone is lifting or doing some service of lifting their wheel, that time you should not fight. But because he broke, so that is one of the best way of teaching him a lesson. So that is what happens. So the rules are broken. There are so many rules are broken in the war also. Okay, in Mahabharata war, there are many more examples you can see. Even this elephant, Aswathama elephant, was killed. But they just said, Aswathama killed. Aswathama is dead. They announced like this very loudly so that Dronacharya can hear. See, Dronacharya was a very powerful personality. He can't be defeated easily. So only way to defeat is to weaken him. And what is his weakness? His son is the weakness. If the family member son dies, if you announce, then he become weak and he will just renounce all the weapons. And maybe go into some kind of meditation or some soka, lamentation. At that time they beheaded him. But who has to say, confirm that Aswathama dead? He asked Bhima. Bhima, of course, simply say Aswathama dead, Aswathama dead. Who killed Aswathama by elephant? Bhima killed. According to the rules, Bhima not supposed to kill animal. In fact, the rules were that nobody should kill either horse or any animals or the people who are helping with soldiers. But they killed. Anyway, announced. At that time, he asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, so he said, yes, Aswathama killed. But at that time, because they were doing roaring sound, and then Aswathama, elephant is told, said slowly. People say that he, lied. But anyway, Krishna says morality. So Krishna's morality is the perfect. He considers all the possibilities. Yeah, so that is how. So yes, so you can see, so to conclude, you can see, ultimately it is the will of the Lord that, that prevails. Even in this war also, the war went on, you will see later verses, that to a situation where the demigods were about to be defeated. These demons are very powerful in manipulating energy, create some illusion. They were almost about to defeat these devatas. At that time, Lord has to again appear to defeat them. At that time, this Bali Maharaj was almost dead. But Bali Maharaj accepted this as a will of providence. Almost dead. So there is more follows. But you can see ultimately, if Krishna wants to protect, no one can kill. If Krishna wants to kill, no one can protect. So this was in Krishna means Lord. If Lord wants to protect you, no one can kill. And if Lord wants to kill, no one can protect. So in Bengali, Prabhupada always say, Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. So if Krishna wants to raksha, he wants to keep you, protect you, then no one can kill. But if Krishna wants to kill, no one can protect. And we have seen all this through historical, many battles. So where different parties are killed. So because there was the will of Lord. And these wars also are happening. Prabhupada, these days devotees are sending quotes related to this war and pestilence and all these big like diseases like COVID spreading. Why are they happening? These are all a karma reaction. But coming to here, the recent wars, they are happening because everybody wants to be a big personality. Everybody wants to control. Because that war is happening. But if they follow the principles of teaching of Lord, there won't be any war. There will be only peace and happiness. So if you see the previous one of the verse, that verse number 6, Prabhupada is concluding, the fighting between demons and demigods is perpetual. This war is perpetual. All the yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, continuously. And yesterday, Kesha Prabhu was talking about, in Kali Yuga, the war is happening within us, within our mind. In the Satya Yuga, war was between people from different planets. In Treta Yuga, the war is between people in the same planet, means different countries in the same planet. In Dwapara Yuga, the war is within a country, within a family only, family members, Kauravas and Pandavas. In Kali Yuga, the war is within us, because we have got enemies. Who are the enemies? 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Aristavargas. These 6 enemies are within our mind. So now we have to have a battle with those minds. And often we lose. We say, oh, this fellow fell down for Maya. Because he is overpowered by Kama, enemy. But if you can take Krishna into your mind, then you can defeat that enemy Kama. If you defeat Kama, automatically you can control Krodha. Krodha, Kopa, anger. Why does it come? Because our desire is not satisfied. Nobody is acting our way. Even in family also. You become very angry on your daughter or a son or somebody. Why? They are not following your expectation. You have certain way you want to happen, but they want to do their own way. Right from childhood to adult. Correct? This happens. So how do we control that desire? Only by having Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying perpetual, it cannot be stopped unless intelligent persons from both sides take to Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness become divine consciousness. The moment you become divine consciousness, you start see everything equally. Then you will not find Isha Vasidam Sarvam. You will be happy with whatever is given to you. Then life will be peaceful and happy. Okay. With that, let me stop here. So thank you very much for being here and hearing patiently. That Mataji might have written one question. Please give. Thank you. So let me answer this question. Usually she asks very nice question. So she says, I'm just reading as it is. Prabhu, you mentioned people fight when they are not surrendered unto Krishna. But we see Bhishma, who is one of the Mahajans, he could have surrendered like Vibhishana. And why he did so? Was it because of his promise to Kauravas? Yeah. So now, yes, we all know that even though Vibhishana belongs to the Ravana side, but when the war broke at that time, he was a devotee, so he decided to renounce his brother and join Ram army. Why not Bhishma? Why not Bhishma do the same way? So, of course, ultimately this is a Lord play. If all those powerful warriors from Kauravas join Pandavas, there won't be any war anymore. Finished. Right? So if Bhishma Dev this side, war won't begin. So anyway, so there this Bhishma Dev, Bhishma is very much attached to his vow. He said, till I die, whatever may be the situation, whoever is the king at that time, I will side with them. So he took such a very strong vow. At that time, Dhritarashtra was ruling. Until this battle over, Dhritarashtra side, died or killed or established. So he cannot do it. He is like a Bhishma Vrata. So he was too much attached to Bhishma Vrata. Sometimes attaching too much to Vrata also very danger. So this may come on way of your service. You might say, I will do Nirjala Ekadasi today. Let's say that is Vrata. But it so happened that day, you are made a speaker of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and you have to speak about Krishna Katha 24 hours until, on the Janmashtami day. Let's say they make you a speaker for some reason, you become a speaker. From morning 7:30 to midnight 12 o'clock until you are eligible to break that Nirjala Ekadasi or Nirjala O. But what do? Because you are serving, if you vow, I really, whatever it is, I will I will not break my vow that I will about doing this Nirjala Ekadasi or Nirjala fasting. And then you go on speaking, then you become so much of thirsty, you fall down and faint and die. What is the use? Rather you drink a glass, some sip water regularly, engage in service. Prabhupada also said that. The devotees who have to do some physical work on Ekadasi day, he said, exception for you. Yes, we know, but you are doing so much of service, you need energy. Father, you must accept it. And we have many examples. So if somebody is sleeping, Lord is sleeping, and you want to serve the Lord, the rule is that you should not step over the Lord. But if you have to do the service, you may have to step over. This pastime also happened in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the Puri, he was sleeping. One of his assistant, has to do service to Lord, to serve the Lord. So therefore, he has to step over and started doing service, did service. But when he has to go back, he didn't go. Correct? So he stepped over to do the service, but if he has to go back to enjoy himself, at that time he didn't do it. He just sat there. Yeah. So in the service of Krishna, our service you have to break. But in this case, Bhishma didn't break. Bhishma is very much adamant that I must follow my vow. Otherwise, they would have stopped a lot of things. See, they didn't say one word when this Drupadi Vastrana was taking place. That is much more dangerous than this war. Correct? There, modesty of a woman is being threatened. At that time, all these Dronacharya, Bhishma, and all these people were there, personalities. They just kept quiet. Sometimes they are simply attached to their vow. So therefore, even us also, if we have taken a vow, and if it comes on the way of your seva, so it is okay to break that vow and do seva. Correct? So we have many examples like that. Why did Yudhishthira in the beginning said, I am not going to tell that Aswathama is dead. No, I am known as a truthful person. But Krishna said, forget about your all that woe. So you do what is necessary. Okay, they made a compromise. They said, Aswathama, the elephant, dead. Like that. At that time, they said, Aswathama, when the elephant, at that time they had no corns, all these drums and they beat, so that this Dronacharya don't hear. So this is half truth. This situation is created. Yeah. So this person, because he is addicted to his truthful telling, so he doesn't want to do. So you have to be smart and intelligent. That's why Prabhupada said, intelligent person should take Krishna consciousness to stop all these battles and the whole world can live peacefully. So Krishna consciousness means, so according to the Lord will, the truth meaning changes time to time. Yeah, the woe and taken. I hope this answers. So why Bhishma Dev didn't change the party like Vibhishana did. Vibhishana is not attached. Vibhishana is attached to Lord Rama already. He is a bhakta, fully devoted. So he is not so much attached to his family members. He is attached to Lord Rama. Came. Whereas Bhishma attached to his woe and all this problem came into picture. Okay? Hare Krishna. Let us stop here. Time for prasada. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki